You wake up, reach for your phone, and the floodgates open. Breaking news, stock updates, group chats, unread emails, trending videos, algorithm recommendations. Before you even get out of bed, your brain is processing hundreds of conflicting demands for your attention. Then, imagine it all just stops. We have access to more data right now than any generation in human history. Yet having all this information at our fingertips doesn't mean we actually understand the world any better. In fact, finding the few pieces of information that actually matter has never been more difficult. Every single headline you scroll past, every notification that pings, and every message you read carries a cognitive cost. Evaluating whether a piece of information is useful takes time and burns a measurable fraction of your mental energy, even if you decide to ignore it. Your attention is a strictly limited resource. The mind isn't a warehouse with infinite storage. It's an airport with limited runways. Because every unnecessary decision competes with something important, the ability to filter your inputs determines how much bandwidth you have left for the work that actually matters. To reclaim that mental energy, we are going to build a digital noise filter. This is a 5-step process to help you systematically cut the clutter. Grab a pen, a piece of paper, and your phone, and let's start. Step 1. Write down exactly one major priority or goal you are working toward right now. This might be finishing a degree, building a business, or simply improving your health. This single goal is your anchor, the benchmark you will use to evaluate all incoming information. Step 2. We are going to audit your current digital diet using a framework called the 3-tier information system. This chart breaks down your inputs into 3 categories. First is Tier 1, essential information. These are unavoidable responsibilities that directly impact your life. We're talking about health, safety, and direct financial obligations like paying bills or managing your bank accounts. Next is Tier 2, strategic information. This includes the knowledge required to advance that anchor goal you wrote down earlier. It covers skill building, industry knowledge, and personal development, material that requires dedicated time and focus to process. Finally, Tier 3, entertainment and noise. This is information consumed primarily for emotional stimulation or novelty. It includes endless social feeds, celebrity gossip, and outrage-driven commentary. Tier 3 content is perfectly fine in moderation. The problem occurs when these low-value inputs silently siphon away the time, focus, and cognitive bandwidth you need to execute your Tier 1 and Tier 2 priorities. Step 3. Look at the apps and newsletters you use daily and run any ambiguous source through the selective ignorance filter. Ask these 5 questions. Is this relevant to my goals? Can I act on this? Is the source trustworthy? Do I need to know this now? And what am I giving up by paying attention to this? Be ruthless here. If an app, newsletter, or feed fails the majority of these questions, cut it. Unsubscribe, delete, or mute it. Now we need to draw a hard line here, because filtering your inputs can easily go wrong if you confuse strategic ignorance with willful ignorance. Willful ignorance is actively avoiding important evidence, like a health warning or a financial crisis, because it contradicts your beliefs or makes you uncomfortable. Strategic ignorance is the conscious choice not to spend your limited attention on repetitive, low-value data. Effectively filtering your inputs doesn't mean you know less about the world. It ensures that the information you do absorb is accurate, highly relevant, and actually capable of improving your real-world decisions. Step 4. We are going to eliminate the hidden cost of those apps by addressing the notification tax. Even when you choose not to answer a buzzing phone, deciding to ignore that alert requires a split-second cognitive evaluation. When this happens dozens of times an hour, it fragments your concentration and depletes your mental reserves. Pick up your phone, open your settings, and deactivate Avlity banner, sound, and lock screen alert for every single Tier 3 app. If it is not an essential communication from a real person or a critical calendar event, turn it off. Turning off notifications physically prevents low-tier decisions from ever reaching your brain. This preserves your cognitive energy for complex problem-solving, rather than constant minor evaluations. Step 5. Instead of letting algorithms feed you a random diet of content, build a trusted source list. Bookmark 3 to 5 specific, high-quality sources that are directly relevant to your anchor goal, and visit them intentionally. At this point, you will likely experience a very specific psychological barrier, the fear of missing out. You might worry that by disconnecting from the fire hose of social media and news, you will miss a vital cultural conversation or a professional opportunity. The sheer volume of modern data makes staying universally informed a structural impossibility. Attempting to keep up with everything ensures your attention remains fractured. Once you accept the impossibility of knowing everything, you transition from automatic consumption to conscious consumption, and that shift unlocks the mental space and sustained focus required for deep work. Now, look at your phone. Without the red badges and the endless, demanding interruptions, your digital environment is quiet. This quiet state aligns with a core economic principle. When information becomes wildly abundant, human attention becomes scarce. By restricting your inputs, you are protecting the rarest and most valuable commodity you possess. Keep in mind, digital noise creeps back in. Filtering is dynamic, so schedule a monthly review to clean out new distractions. Always return to this standard. Not everything deserves a response. Not everything deserves an opinion. And not everything deserves access to your mind. In the digital age, true wisdom is no longer measured by your ability to consume more data than everyone else. It is measured by the courage to let most of it pass by.